What is up, gents? Now, we've got a bit of a different video for you guys this evening. I got triggered a bit today, guys, because I opened up my Twitter and listen, shout out Virtual Bacon. I do agree with what he's saying, but he's just the example that we're going to use today. He posted to say, Ethereum is the best crypto to buy right now. It hasn't pumped like others. Fundamentals haven't changed. Neither has my conviction. But where were these posts before the 70% pump? Now, I share with you guys my thoughts and opinions on the market. Yeah, we cover a handful of coins. In the members club, we look at a bunch of other coins, and there's a lot more market updates that help us stay on the right side of the trade. And that's what today's video is going to be, is how to stay on the right side of the trade. Now, by no means do we get everything right. Okay, there's some altcoin picks that haven't performed the way I thought they were going to be. There's some moves that haven't performed the way that I thought they were going to. But what we try and do is, as I say to you guys, all the OGs are going to know this, we remove emotions from our trading, because that is the number one mistake that you guys are making in your trading journey right now. You're still making the same emotional decisions that keeps wrecking your portfolio. Now, I'm going to go through Bitcoin. We're going to go through Total 3. And this is just a little bit of an insider to the members club. If anyone wants to join it at the end of the video, you can. You don't have to. I'm going to still be making free YouTube videos. But we're going to go back to March, guys, because in March was the start of the max fear, capitulation, end of the world. Oh no, my wife is going to leave me. What I did with the members club, guys, is we looked at the macro and we said, right, it's not looking too good if we do lose this macro range high. But number one, what happens is when you do set up these long zones in advance, when we do go down that low, yes, it is really hard to long it. I'm not going to lie, it is hard. And I'm a human too, right? I still get emotional. I'm not going to be like one of these guys on YouTube who pretends, no, it's so easy. I don't like seeing my portfolio down 5 figures. Yeah, some people are down 6 figures. Some people are down 7 figures. Lex Money's still a small fish. It was down 5 figures, guys. Wasn't great. We then fast forward to about March 18th, and this was on the 4-hourly Binance chart. So again, we look at smaller time frames in here as well as the longer time frames. But basically, we were saying if we close the week outside of this, a range sweep low is going to take us to 74k. I wasn't too keen to short it, and I don't short and long every single move that I think is going to happen, because again, I'm just trying to get my spot bags up. But we had a lot of data coming out around March. I can't remember exactly what the data was, but we said, right, if we do start to confirm here, boom, we're going to go all the way down to 74k. 10 days later, still coiling up, still around 85k. And again, look, we really need to hold this. Otherwise, we're going to retest the previous range low from the end of last summer. And then what happened, guys? We actually did break down. Now, below is something that all of you guys need to pay attention to, because when we are making these downwards moves, sometimes we get short relief rallies coming back up to resistance and everybody FOMOs into the market. And again, you're going to be on the wrong side of the trade because the larger move had not played out yet. And I don't know why this is so zoomed in. There we go. So we said, look, we've got a big key level of resistance. Very simple stuff here, guys. Trend lines, very simple stuff. But the move to 79k was still on the cards. We pushed even higher, and this is where it starts to get a little bit squeaky bum time, because it's very easy now to flip bullish and say, no, the pattern's invalidated. We're now creating a new pattern, and we're going to go all the way up to 100k a little bit prematurely. And we had the 100 MA, we had a bigger level of resistance, we had all of this resistance at around 87k. And surprise, surprise, what happened? What was it? It's 2 days later, the day after, right? We pushed all the way up to the 100 MA, got rejected. And guys, this is all happening in the space of a month, right? So we're down, we're up, we're down, we're up. Again, this is how leverage traders get absolutely wrecked. Then lo and behold, 3 days later, we got the 79k. So the reason I'm showing you guys this is because all the way up here, right, we were saying 79k is coming. Then, oh, is 79k not coming? No, it was still coming, guys. When it did get to 79k, we're not selling our bags, and we're not going onto YouTube to tell all of our followers, the bear market's here, sell all your crypto, double top. Oh my God. We're going to get an early cycle. Everyone's going to get wrecked, because we were literally expecting this. But then we also had lower targets, guys. And look, don't want to get ahead of ourselves. If we break out, it's not a bull trap. We could be ready for the last major push. And again, this is something that I want to say to you guys. I do think that this is the last major push. I do think it's going to last 2 months, 3 months when we do break the all-time high. Max probably 3 months, breaking the all-time high to new highs. And then we looked at it on the weekly and we said, you know what? We've pretty much broken out from our weekly falling wedge. Let's break 84k and have a party time. And then it leads us on to the end of April, where people were still saying, you know, fake rally, we're not breaking out. You can see here, guys, we've been looking at the MACD a lot on the channel recently. MACD is now starting to flip back bullish, or like the bearish momentum is coming to an end. Weekly looks so good here, guys. Few resistances to get through, but the worst may be behind us. But then why did we not start going ham trading alts? Well, that was because Bitcoin dominance was ready to break out to 65%. A lot of people calling top saying we're going down alt season, alt season, alt season. The Bitcoin dominance chart looks really, really good, and I'm going to get into that tomorrow or something. So make sure you're subscribed, liked up, post notifications on, so you can see that. But we were expecting a higher push for Bitcoin dominance before we did get a final drop, which was going to induce the alt relief that we did get. And then what happened, guys? We nearly got the breakout, right? We nearly got the touch on 65.2%, but we spoke about it previously and we said we're on the way to 65%. Pretty much got there over the coming days, right? May the 4th. This is only 10 days ago. And we're nearly here. Once we get here, further bounces for altcoins are on the way. This is 10 days ago, guys. Now, something that I did get wrong was the fact I was waiting for an 88k Bitcoin to maybe long it, okay? I really did think that we were going to get an 88k. We didn't get the opportunity to get that, but it's okay because we had buy zones low, we had buy zones in other altcoins that we could pick up spot, but we broke through this 0618 target like a boss. Love to see it. This is a trade that I would like to be on the wrong side of. And then as Bitcoin continued to push up, right, it broke our resistance level. We're starting to push higher. Bitcoin dominance reached our target, rejected from it, and now we're expecting a lot lower for Bitcoin dominance, which is going to be great. 64%. What happened? It came. We got 64%, targeting 61%, and I think as of today we're at like 62%, guys. So we stayed on the right side of the trade because we planned ahead of time. And we weren't reactive to the market like a lot of these videos are, right? People put out videos, maybe sometimes I'm a bit guilty of it. I put out videos that's super bullish on a bullish day, when really probably should be putting out super bullish videos like up here. That brings me on to Ethereum. I'm not going to lie, even though I did buy a lot of Ethereum to start the year, I bought a big bag to start the year, I do think that once we did break this macro structure, we still handled Ethereum like a boss, okay? So added another head short with Digital Assets Conference. So far, all the Trump pumps are Trump dumps, short-term time frame. Believe it when I see it, macro still looks bad for ETH. We must close below the yellow line. We must close above the yellow line, or this is going to be macro bullish. What happened? We closed below, and then we said we're targeting 1600. Once we reach 1400, I'll pick up more there. There we go. You guys know what happened to ETH, okay? Posted more ETH charts. This is back in March. This is exactly like 2 months ago from today. Still had to break the red zone. What happened? We didn't. We had the 1618 target that you guys know. Put it on my Twitter, put it on the channel at 1300. And no need to panic. I believe this is playing out for Ethereum, right? Rising wedges usually break to the downside. So we're using some logic behind why we're not panicking in the market, why we're not selling all of our positions. And again, technical breakdown target, if we fall through this level, we're going to be looking at the area. We're going to be looking at the lower area of the wedge between 1600 and 1300. Okay, so resistance again was at 2k. Are we going to see some relief rallies like what we saw for Bitcoin? Remember, around 1st of April? Guess what? Yes, we did. But we didn't go max long into Ethereum at this point because we're at a key level of resistance. Still a high probability that ETH goes from 1600 to 1300 on the next leg down. I will max bid there with my remaining cash, which I did, guys. Okay, so again, April 6th, just showing you all of these charts here to show as soon as we do lose key structure, we can flip, I guess, bearish in the short term and target lower price action. But I do think that the bull run was still on. I do think it is still on. And we were waiting to get a really good bid on Ethereum. And what happened? We got that bid, guys. Now, we slowly creep up and we said, if we break these two levels, it's go time, okay? Touch of the white line, a breakout from the channel is going to result in a massive move to the upside, renewed optimism into the market at 1700. Then April 25th, a few weeks ago, less than a month ago, we had something to do by the end of the week. We were in a clear accumulation for about a week or so. When is that? April 25th to 8th of May, maybe about a week and a half, 2 weeks. Clear accumulation, 8th of May. I'm picking up more in this green zone, 1800. 8th of May. This is luck as well, guys, right? Because 15 hours later, we broke it to the upside. We just stayed on the right side of the trade. So for everybody who didn't get the bids at 1400 that we spoke about many times, that didn't get the bids at 1600 even, right? 1671 was still a great buy. Had the chance to get their last bids at 1800. And then look at that. Looking at 2.5k for Ethereum. Okay, we broke our first key level of resistance at 2k. Then the day after, we rise all the way up to 2.5k. So what am I expecting now for ETH? Right, we're at the second major resistance level. Once we break here, very quick to 2.8k. However, the MACD is cooling off. Probably going to have a consolidation here, maybe a pullback. Who knows? Maybe we blow through it. But we're at a key level of resistance, guys. So we don't act emotionally. We have to act accordingly. Removing your emotion from the market is going to make you so much more of a successful trader. And by trader, I don't even mean like leverage positions. I mean spot bags, because we're trading our spot bags over the course of, some of you who are new, a year, right? So you're traders, unless you're buying Bitcoin and Ethereum, maybe Solana or something else to hold for the long term, your ICP family who are locking up your neurons for 8 years. Cool, yeah, I can say you're an investor. Even if you're buying gold and silver, which we're talking about in this chat as well, guys, then we can say we're investors. But for the rest of us who are here to try and trade the bull run, whether it's spot or leverage, we're trading. And to be honest, you know, I wouldn't really say you need to be using too much leverage. Spot is still going to do really well. And I won't spend too much time in here, but you guys are going to see what I saw, right? We looked at the others because that was what most of us hold, is others, right? Everything excluding the top 10. We had a 22% correction to the bottom area, which was a max bid of the accumulation zone for our altcoins. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 things to be breaking for our others to say, right, the bull run is back on. And guess what? We haven't broke number 4 yet. And I've been making members only videos for all the members club. Shout out everyone in the members club who stayed strong so far. But everybody who's been paying attention to the updates would know, right, we were targeting 657 billion for others. What happened? We hit 657 billion for others. Played at the bottom very well. Are we going to have a breakout? Either we break out here or we go lower. We broke out, right? So then we target in 6% move to 822 billion. We get there, break above this. We send pretty hard, right in time with May the 7th. And then boom, you guys can see, I think this was the end of April. Yeah, end of April still, but maybe I need to do another update for others. But once we do break these 2 key levels, guys, we're going to be in the full swing of the bull run, and we'll be looking to see what we can exit from our altcoin bag. So again, this is how you guys need to stay on the right side of the trade. Just some examples of what I've been showing the members club in just 3 of our chart update channels. We've got other update channels here. We've got Solana base portfolio updates, which is like some of our other portfolio coins that we don't speak about on the channel. But if you just remove emotion from the market and you just let the chart play out the story that it's going to play out, you paint a picture for yourself, use some logic, then you're going to be a winning trader, guys. So that's just a little quick one from me. If you guys want to join the members club, it's 50% off. You can join that. But yeah, we've got to remove emotions, because I do think like we've had a 2% pullback and people are now bear posting again on Twitter. We have a 70% pump for a dead coin, and all of a sudden big accounts are saying, right, you guys should have bought this. So yeah, just a little quick thought from myself to you guys. So that's it. Look, if you find anything in this video useful, you know what to do. Click that like button, subscribe, leave a comment to let me know what you think. Have you been on the right side of the trade? Have you been removing your emotion? All comments are welcome. I want to say big up to everyone who's stayed strong so far. It hasn't been easy, but the end is near, guys. I'm going to see you tomorrow. Peace.